What if I told you the story of God of War is far from over and Egypt may only be the beginning of something even bigger? New leaks are shaking the entire community and they suggest Kratos' journey is not done yet. Fans thought Ragnarok wrapped up his saga, but whispers from inside sources claim that the ghost of Sparta is heading into Egyptian mythology. Imagine Kratos walking through the deserts, facing gods of the Nile and using weapons shaped by ancient Egyptian power. But wait, this is not just Kratos' story anymore, and that's where things get even more exciting. The leaks hint that his son Atreus, now fully grown and no longer the boy we once know, will be starting his own quest. This means two parallel paths, Kratos fighting Egyptian gods while Atreus builds his own destiny, maybe even clashing with him in surprise ways. Some fans believe this opens the door for a new era of God of War, with father and son becoming two playable heroes, their stories weaving together across continents and mythologies. One of the most exciting parts of these leaks is the mention of new weapons tied directly to Egypt's god. Imagine Kratos wielding the crook and flail of Osiris, a divine staff of Anubis, or even blades infused with the fire of Ra himself. This won't just be cosmetic changes. Reports suggest each weapon will bring unique abilities tied to the god's own power, creating deeper combat system than ever before. Another major detail is the introduction of Egyptian gods unlike anything we have seen before. Think of Kratos standing before Ra, the sun god, or Set, the god of chaos, in battles that could reshape the entire world. Unlike Norse mythology, where the cold and ice ruled, Egypt will also bring heat, deserts, sandstorms, and puzzles hidden inside pyramids, creating an entirely new world design. Atreus' storyline could also focus on a more personal journey, maybe tied to the remnants of giants, or even the mysteries of life and death in Egyptian myth. His bow may evolve into something greater, connected to Horus, giving him new godlike powers and a style of play that feels completely different from Kratos. This may even set the stage for the first God of War where Atreus could fully take the lead. The leaks also suggest that Egypt will not be the end. Sources claim that the story is built, being like a chain moving from one mythology to another. If Kratos survived Egypt, could he eventually face gods of other lands like Hindu or Mayan mythology? That's the kind of scope these hints are pointing to, God of War becoming a saga that travels through the entire history of human belief. Fans are also buzzing about the idea of brand new traversal systems. Instead of just climbing mountains or crossing rivers, Kratos may ride chariots through deserts, use divine artifacts to open portals, or even control sand to solve puzzles. The environment itself may be more interactive than ever before, with players able to use the deadly elements of Egypt against their enemies. Some rumors also suggest that even claim that Kratos' role might slowly become more of a mentor figure, while Atreus carries on the legacy. But if you know that Kratos, you also know he is never done fighting. There are whispers that an older, scared Kratos may stand toe-to-toe with gods like Anubis or Osiris in emotional, world-shaking battles that mix raw power with deep storytelling. We might also see alliances with unexpected characters, just as Mimir guided Kratos in Norse lands. Egypt may introduce a spirit or guide tied to its own myths, perhaps even Thoth, the god of wisdom, helping Kratos unlock the secrets of the land. The storytelling may reach new heights, blending combat, lore, and family drama in a way only God of War can. One more leak that shocked fans is the potential return of old Greek weapons that Kratos may reforge with Egyptian magic. Imagine the blades of chaos burning with the fire of Ra, or the Leviathan axe infused with the power of the Nile. It's a perfect balance of nostalgia and evolution. All of these points adds up to one thing: the God of War series is not slowing down. Instead, it's about to expand in ways we never imagined. Egypt is the only next step, and Kratos' legend is far from over. If these leaks are true, we are about to witness the most ambitious Gods of War game yet. And trust me, you will want to stay tuned because the future of Kratos and Atreus may be bigger than anyone could have ever guessed. And one more thing guys, Kratos and the God of War series are almost impossible to separate. From the very beginning, his face, his rage, and his story have carried the entire franchise forward. For many fans, imagine a God of War game without Kratos feels even more strange. Almost like taking the heart out of the series, his journey filled with pain, vengeance, and redemption has made him one of the most memorable video game characters of all time. This bond only grew stronger after the 2018 2018 reboot, which took Kratos in a completely new direction. Instead of just being the angry warrior we knew from the Greek saga, the Norse games showed us a man who is older, wiser, but still haunted by his past. He became more human, a father struggling to guide his son while also carrying the weight of his old mistakes. That emotional depth made many players connect way even more, proving that Kratos is far more than just a character who kills God. He is someone trying to rebuild his life. Many fans are torn over Kratos' replacement, but this is just a rumor because even Kratos cannot fight time forever. The truth is, video game evolves just like stories do, and many fans are beginning to wonder about the future of God of War. Will Kratos always be the center of it, or will someone else step into to carry the torch? Naturally, the biggest name that comes up in this discussion is Atreus, his son. Since the reboot, Atreus has been carefully built up as more than just a sidekick. His growth across the games shows that he may have his own destiny, one that could eventually lead him to be the next phase of the series. This idea, however, divides the community. Some fans are very protective of Kratos and feel strongly that the series should never move away from him. For them, Kratos is God of War, and playing as anyone else might not feel the same. As one fan also put it online, Atreus' moments in Ragnarok were fine, but a whole game centered on him might feel like a step too far. These fans argue that Kratos' story still has room to grow, but in the unexplored years of his past and in the new mythologies he could encounter in the future. On the other hand, there are players who think Atreus deserves a chance. They argue that people should not judge too quickly. Yes, his Ironwood section in Ragnarok was slower compared to Kratos' brutal comeback, but that doesn't mean an Atreus-led game would be exactly like that. Santa Monica Studios is known for reinviting the series when needed, and if they decide to focus on Atreus, they could design the gameplay in a fresh way that highlights his unique skill and story. What makes the debate so interesting is that both sides are passionate and have valid points. On one side, Kratos has earned his place as one of the gaming's greatest icons, and many players simply don't want to let him go. On the other hand, the idea of Atreus stepping into the spotlight opens the door for bold new directions. His journey could explore different mythologies, different ways of fighting, and even a completely different tone of the story. In truth, the future of God of War is wide open. The developers at Santa Monica Studios have already proven they can surprise fans and completely change the way we see the series. Just like they did with the Norse reboot, whether Kratos continues as the main hero or Atreus rises as his successor, the next chapter will carry huge expectations. What is certain is that fans will be watching closely, ready to see if the studio can once again deliver the same magic that made God of War unforgettable. Because at the end of God of War Ragnarok, Atreus left on his own to search for the giants, while Kratos and Freya remained behind to guide the Norse realm. This ending opened the doors to many possibilities direction for the story. But the new job listing, however, suggests that Kratos himself will return as the star of the next game, which wasn't guaranteed after how Ragnarok finished. Even more exciting, it might finally be time for Kratos to journey to ancient Egypt. This setting has been heavily rumored for years, and fans have long asked for Kratos to face Egyptian gods like Anubis or Osiris. Nothing is confirmed yet, so it's best to take this with caution. Still, it feels like the most logical path forward for the series. With a rumored PlayStation State of Play showcase happening soon, there's a chance we could hear more. Sony might reveal the smallest Greek era project first, but imagine if they also gave us a first look at Kratos standing against the Egyptian gods. That would definitely steal the show. And guys, in my previous video, I told that according to Tom Henderson, the next mainline God of War will see Kratos take on a new iconic weapon, a carved Egyptian sword which is also known as khopesh, which is very different from the sleek often shown in movies and games. It was one of the most famous weapons of ancient Egypt, and it symbolized that both power and status, which sense for Kratos to adopt a weapon tied to Egyptian mythology, just like how he carried the blades of chaos in Greece and Leviathan axe in the Norse saga. So in other words, every new God of War era gives Kratos a weapon that reflects the culture he's fighting through, and the khopesh could be the Egyptian equivalent. So let me know in the comments below, guys, what do you think? Will Kratos actually face the Egyptian gods next, or will Sony surprise us with something very new? Let me know your thoughts, guys. I love to hear from you, and hit the like button and subscribe our channel for more notifications. The bell icon, brothers, the most important thing of all time. Do click it because you guys deserve the notifications sooner, and we will be covering up every God of War topic here on in this channel, from official news to music and much more. So do subscribe for more, guys, and thank you for all the love and support you guys have given us. Stay tuned for more updates. Take care. care and see you all in our next video. This is Capex Gaming and goodbye.